Ups, yes, been down the heist movie rabbit hole. Gonna talk about Snatch right now. Man, is Brad Pitt just amazing in this movie? Wow. Anyway, let's get to it. Snatch is a crazy one for me. Guy Ritchie's film is one that I kind of came to late. Didn't see it when it first came out. Saw it a little bit later. It was kind of, I don't want to say it was meh on it. I respected it, liked it for what it was, but it's taken some time. And I think the quirkiness of the film isn't evenly distributed. Like you have all sorts of odd things throwing out there. And Guy Ritchie doesn't always work for me in that way. Like he'll do something crazy and zany, and then other times it's very grounded much into the real world and the plot. And here, obviously, Brad Pitt is the stealer of the show, but let's go back to the beginning of the trailer and the beginning of the film. All right, the film is a heist film, and yes, this is the crazy opening sequence. I was to this day still just blown away at Del Toro's performance, this scene, them stealing this giant diamond, everything going around. In a lot of ways, I forget how much of a heist film Snatch is supposed to be because the film kind of derails from that. And by the time you get to Brad Pitt's character, where he's basically got that fight club machismo going on with that pikey accent that you can barely understand, Jason Statham's running around narrating for us. He's not really doing his martial arts fight sequences. And Stephen Grant is not getting the credit he deserves as being like the little sidekick guy. But all these crazy characters and crazy situations that keep stacking and stacking and stacking are just so good. But at the end of the day, it's a heist. It's a caper film. One thing that he always does well is he just finds great characters, great performances show up each and every time in a Guy Ritchie film, and this movie never ceases to deliver. I really love the movie. It's just one of those that I really enjoy going back to the well. I don't know how I kind of score this movie. I really don't. It's one of these things where I probably would have said it's a 7 or an 8, but I'm kind of like my feeling on it is like I have to be in the right mood to watch this movie. I have to be in the emotional state to kind of want to sit through it. And I will admit that I'm my own worst enemy with like fast forwarding over pieces. Like there's certain parts where I'm like, I know what happens here. I know what happens. Let's get moving. So it's a tricky film to kind of even evaluate because of all that. The thing I said earlier about like just the dynamic characters, I think is just fantastic. The nicknames that they have, the way they kind of play off each other, the chemistry. I don't know much how the working on set is with Guy Ritchie, but it seems like this movie is sort of the foundation of how that approach would be and how everyone would want to work with him because of this. He finds ways to put you in situations that are memorable and people will love. And then clearly we're just getting Fight Club shenanigans, like blown in here. He's betraying everyone. He's doing crazy stuff. It is, it's the kind of stuff that you just, even when we've seen it, I, I laugh again. I'm amused again. I'm entertained again. And that's when you know you stumbled across a good film, if not a great film. Can't believe next year is going to be the 25th anniversary. So I assume a lot more people are going to be talking about this movie, and I won't be surprised by that. Dennis Farina is really fantastic. I mean, I loved him in Get Shorty, but here Dennis Farina really gets to showcase sort of like this over the top persona and very zany moments and back and forth, and yet also kind of have that alpha personality, that mobster gangster sort of persona. He's just fantastic in this movie. Even in the trailer where they have the showcase of all the different characters and going through the actors and their names, it's going through Brad Pitt and Jason Statham, whatever, and it pauses on dog. It always makes me laugh that it's sort of a film that feels very meta. Like I am going to reach out to you, the audience, and you'll be in on the joke of me making this movie and this journey that's absurd on levels of absurdity. Call it satire, call it spoof, call it whatever you want, as long as you're having a good time.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
All in all, I love Snatch. I enjoy rewatching it, but like I said, it has to be in the right time, in the right frame of mind. I'm glad I went back to the well. Right now, if I had to score the movie, this is a very solid 4 to 5. It's like it gets into that, is it an 8 or is it a 9 category for me? However, you asked me on the wrong day, and I'm going to score it low, like a 6 or a 7, because I'm not in the mood to deal with like translating Brad Pitt and deal with the chaos and the confusing elements and all the stuff bouncing around or whatever. So it's one of those films that I can't just like have on. I can't just sort of like easily dismiss. It's an engaging, fun film, but you have to be in the right mindset to kind of play in this universe that Guy Ritchie has put together. So I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in this. You guys can tell me what you guys think. I appreciate you guys watching. I am Pops.
Tune into Pops. Let me tell you about the show called Pops.